What up? It's your incredible man. Yes, I'm back at it again, and I know I'm super late, but this is the Dr. Stone episode 9 discussion slash review. And I gotta be honest, man, it was good. I enjoyed it yet again. It didn't really like super progress the story because we're still focusing on the village, and I'm okay with that. I love the village, man. I love getting to see more people from the village and us interact with them and kind of understand what's going on within the village because, like, they're super, well, not progressed, but like they're super, like they're living on their own and everything. And I just can't wait to find out more about this village. And the only way we're going to get that is if we stay in the village. And I love the fact that that's where we're at. We're not dealing with Tsukasa and Tanjiro and everything, and we're focusing on Senku and the village. And I love seeing these characters from the village, and they're always hilarious, man. I love the characters from the village. Excuse me, but let's talk about the episode, man. Okay, first off, man, we pick up right after last week's episode where Senku and Kohaku and Chrome are delivering out the ramen to the villagers, and they're like, "Oh wow, it's so good, it's so great, it's fantastic." And then we have the one chick that I thought that scene was fantastic, man. We have the one chick was like, "Well, Senku-kun, what kind of girls do you like?" And he was like, "Girls that helped me make this steel." It was like Kohaku was like, "Senku, you're so why you're so open about what you want," and then she was like, "You just make an evil face." So I love the fact of Kohaku and Senku's relationship with each other. They're like, it's not anything sexual, but it's like they have a mutual understanding, and they like each other, and I love how they can play back and forth, and I love the comedic companionship that's going on with those two, as well as some of the other characters. And so then we see all of that, and they're feeding the villagers that came over. And then we see another guy just lurking back in the shadows. And it's the guy from the opening that we see with the mark on this side of his face. And it comes to find out that it's Gen Asagiri or Asagiri, and he's working for Tsukasa. Now the whole time Senku asked him, he was like, "No, no, I'm not." But that moment when he popped up, and Kohaku was like, "Well, is he with you, Senku?" And he was like, "No." So in that moment, she got Kinro and Genro, and they were on it, man. They was like, "Dude, I don't know who you are, but are you working for the long hair dude?" And he was like, "No, no, no." And then after he fed him the ramen, well, after he ate the ramen, Senku knew that he was working with Tsukasa. I mean, there was no reason for him to appear there. And if you were a stone person, you don't just wake up on your own. Senku's the only one that's woken up on his own. Everyone else has been, they've been awoken by someone else. I can't talk. So Senku's the only one that kind of woke himself up, but we don't know if someone actually helped in the process of him, or it just kind of just happened. But everyone else that was stone has been woken up by someone else. So we knew that you were working for Tsukasa. I mean, that was a given. But it was nice for him to try to fool Senku, and Senku was like, "No, no, dude, I know." So, and then he asked him, he was like, "Well, how's Tanjiro and Yuzu?" And he was like, they're doing fine. So Tsukasa sent this dude out to do exactly what Senku sent Tanjiro and Yuzuriya out for, to be a spy to find out if Senku was really dead. And I love the fact that he has his own mind and he's not really afraid of Tsukasa. And he, after finding out everything that he did about the village and Senku, he decided to keep Senku's secret and stay in the village just a little longer. So I'm actually enjoying this character, man. I don't think he's a great character because I need to see more of him. But the parts that I've seen from him in this episode, he was a little funny and helping Senku and Kohaku and everything he done this episode. He's becoming a likable character, but this is only one episode. Give me a little more time to kind of adjust and see what he's going to do, and maybe. But I totally agree with Kohaku that, like, he's definitely a liar, and I don't really believe anything he's saying. But let me get a little time with him, and I'll try to work out my own thesis about what's going on about him. So yeah, another introduction, and it was very great. But I love this whole episode. I love the comedic happenings between Kinro and Genro. It was so fantastic, man. When Senku and Kohaku and they were telling everybody that they were finna make a magnet because they finally got the help to make the magnet from the people that ate the ramen. So they finally made the magnet. Well, they started to make the magnet, and he told Asagiri that he was gonna make a generator. And that is where the whole show got interesting. Everything else was nice and fun, but this is when the whole show got interesting. He made a generator for one, but then we see he was like, well, we got the steel, and then so all we have to do now is make the copper wiring, and we need lightning. And then next thing you know, lightning just pops up, man. And I love that the villagers, they know what lightning is, but at the same time, they was like, he made the gods angry, so we got to go stop the people, the outsiders. So then, you know, there's this whole little miniature thing going. It was like, well, they're taking parts of the bridge to make the coil for the copper wiring. And they were like, well, we're going to stop them. And that's when Gen comes in and shows them magic and kind of, but I don't understand how they got, I mean, I see the appeal. So like, that kind of just made them stop. But let's be real. Like, would they have stopped just because he showed them magic and told them that they were going to make the lightning disappear? But at the end, they did make the lightning disappear, so I guess they kind of kept their word. But what I'm talking about is when Kinro and Genro were there and they needed more help, and Kohaku stole his spear. And like for every time he was like, yeah, well, we can't because rules is rules. And he was like, but you won't give up your spear. And she stole his spear and used it as a lightning rod. And his brother, the faces his brother were making was like, oh, I thought you didn't care about the spear. Oh no, I see. Yeah, you can see your spear. And he's so mad. Then he beat him up. He swelled. It was so good. I love the dynamic between the two brothers, which is Kinro and Genro. They're always fun on camera. But then they finally made it with the lightning rod and everything, and they made a generator. Man, dude, that is fantastic. And I don't know if anybody else seen it, but in that one moment where like Senku, like they zoomed in on Senku and they showed like the generator going on right here, they showed, I don't know if anybody else seen it, but they showed my boy Kurita from iShield Onichiuichi, well, iShield 21, working the generator. I don't know if anybody else seen it. I'm definitely gonna put it in this video because it was so fantastic. I gotta show it off, man. Yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about. But they made the generator and he made a coil from bamboo. Did he infuse it with copper? I think he did. And anyway, they made light. And Gen is not as dumb as I thought he was either. Gen, he actually understood a whole bunch of the process that Senku was going through with making this. So that was nice as well. And I love every week, man, we actually learned something, and that's the catch behind Dr. Stone, man. It's absolutely fantastic, and you're learning in the process. But then they made light. That was fantastic, man. The episode wasn't, it wasn't like super action packed or super jump out at you. It was just a nice mellow episode, packed ton of getting everyone to work together and nice information on how to make electricity and a generator and magnets and stuff, which was absolutely fantastic. And that's why I enjoy Dr. Stone, man. But this is your boy, Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.